Hey everybody, Scott Gumbar, owner of Noir's Tech, client-focused, security-minded, proactive IT. We are based in Central Connecticut, but we can help you anywhere you are because most of what we do is remote. I wanted to talk to you about how you could get a free dark web scan. So before I do that, I wanted to explain to you what the dark web is. And it is basically the black market for the internet. You want to hire someone to do something illegal, you go to the dark web. You want to buy something illegally, you can go to the dark web. And it's where a lot of breaches show up, breach information shows up. So an example I use a lot is because it impacted a lot of people was the LinkedIn breach from, I think it's been 6-7 years now. And it actually happened years before that, but it didn't come to light until 2015, 2016, you know, as a teenager. That's when all the troubles always start, right? So it's a teenager and LinkedIn was breached and everybody's email and password was on the dark web in clear text, found for everybody to review and do what is as they please. So what does that mean? That means that if you're using those same credentials anywhere else, you could, you know, that account could be compromised as well. It happened early last year, early 2021, with Ring cameras, reused, sorry for the phone, reused credentials, or yeah, reused credentials were tried on Ring's website and people got in and were able to monitor cameras and so forth on their own computers. So if we go over to, it'll stop ringing in a moment. There we go. If we go over to our website, so first of all, one of the things that happened right away was I changed my email address and password on LinkedIn, got rid of it, different email address, different password. I will never reuse that password, so it won't be found. But I'm going to show you the results of another email account that I do use, but I know has also been breached, and I'll show you that. And it wasn't even the one that was on LinkedIn. If I go to my website, my company's website, Noir's Tech, you can also see blog posts here. And the most recent blog post is the big four, and it's one of those things is passwords. The big four are the 4 top avenues used to breach a business, to steal data, to attack them with ransomware and so forth. But if we go to free tools and then dark web scan, you can put in your information here and you'll, I will then contact you to review a dark web scan, your dark web scan results. So I'll take what you send in to me, I'll get an email from it, and I will run it through my tools to see what you have. And I will actually check it on a couple of different things. So again, you go to our website, free tools, dark web scan, and then I will get that information, run the dark web scan, send you the results, and set up an appointment with you if you'd like. You know, it's up to you. And I don't charge for any of this. It's a added value for you to find out whether or not you've been breached. So I'm going to just show you what that looks like now. I can go to my dashboard and add you as a client, a potential client, really. So just trying to move my Zoom tools around. I'm using Zoom to record this. So and I'm not showing you yet, only because I don't want you to see what other clients already have in there. That would kind of defeat the purpose. So I'm putting in my other email. You should see that. And the domain. And I can check multiple domains and multiple emails. Okay. I'm going to show you what it looks like here. So here we go. The email account I use, Scott at scottgumbar.com. It was involved in 3 breaches. 2 of them are fairly the same. These 2 from 2020. This one was last year, Park Mobile. We talked about that last year on a podcast. And so then I could see whether or not I could see the passwords. So I'm going to show you the passwords because I don't use any of these passwords anymore. This was a complex password, but their database was stolen. But this is a complex password. This password I no longer use. And because, as you can see, it was breached in 2020. So I no longer use that. But I could see that. And that means these passwords are in clear text on the dark web. That's what that means. And if I reused any of these passwords anywhere else, that platform, let's say I used it on my bank site, that account is now in jeopardy if I use this email and password combination, or if you happen to know what my other email addresses are. So it is now in jeopardy to be compromised. The bank website, social media accounts, the tools I use in the business. If I'm reusing this anywhere, I do not. You could try it anywhere. Go ahead, have at it. But I promise you I do not. And then, by the way, even if you are trying, it's probably already being tried by people on the dark web anyway. So you're not going to get anywhere if they're not. But this is how easy it is to be compromised. The Park Mobile one is a parking app on your phone. I'm not 100% sure what these are, but they look like, I'm not really sure what those are. But the Park Mobile one was an app on your phone, or is an app on your phone, where you can use to pay for parking rather than, use the machine and your debit card, which is also unsafe, or pay a parking attendant. You use the app instead. It works really well, especially like if you're on vacation and so forth. This password, even though it's complex, is now on the internet and can be stolen and retried against other things. This is because as in a previous video I showed you, I generate random passwords so that I don't run into that having to reuse passwords or anything like that. So that's what it looks like. And that's how we can find out whether or not you've been breached. You just contact me and I'll show you another site just to be fair. I don't want you, my goal is education, not to try to trick you into giving me money. I'm not trying to trick anybody into giving me money. It's, it's just educational. I do the same thing on this website. With my Gmail account, which is odd because it shows Park Mobile on here too, but it shows some other things. Dropbox was breached back in mid-2012, but people didn't know until, or I guess Dropbox didn't, either they didn't know or they didn't try to reinforce password changes until 2016. I used to play Ebony, I don't anymore. Definitely never had a mail.ru account, but it's there. My Fitness Pal, I used to use Zynga. I used to play games on Facebook too when I had more time in my life. But interesting, Park Mobile is there. And this, again, Pseudoday, is 23,000 breached websites. So that's probably why I'm not sure what it is, but there are multiple websites involved. And so my information may have been on one or more of those websites. And so if I'm using passwords on those sites, it'll tell you here, compromised data. It doesn't tell you what it was, but it tells you that it was an email address and password. So that means, okay, I need to change my password if I know what it is and I've reused that password. So here you go, license plates, which is very bad. Passwords and phone numbers. So if I know that what password I'm using on Park Mobile, I need to make sure it's not being used anywhere else. And of course, I need to reset my password on Park Mobile and so forth. So that's, this is, I should have told you, have I been pawned, pwned.com. So another resource, Again, they don't tell you what the password is, so you won't know unless you happen to know what password you use. So in the case of Park Mobile, I wouldn't have known. I could go into my password manager and see what it is, but you know, there's that aspect of it, so you won't get what information was breached exactly. So that's going to do it for this video. And until next time, stay healthy, stay safe, and stay secure.